Hey, it's Jacob Caris. What's going on? I hope you're doing very, very well today. In this one, I want to talk to you about how I've been able to turn this really, really small YouTube channel, which at the time of filming this, let me just pull up the numbers here, make sure I get the right number. I don't look at the subscriber count. 5,748 subscribers at the time I'm filming this. And we've put out hundreds of videos, tiny, tiny channel. But despite that, we've been able to pull out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars from this channel. Right now, you might be going, well, how is that possible with such a small channel, such low views compared to huge channels, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views who struggle to monetize, right? You might also be thinking, I'd like a small channel that pumps out cash, but I've tried it. I've put out videos and I make calls to action and stuff and do the typical approach, and it doesn't make me any money. So in this one, I want to talk to you about the main thing that people are doing wrong when it comes to running a YouTube channel. And when you fix this, how you can then ultimately use a really small channel to extract a lot of money, okay? The key to this is how people are using their channel, okay? When people think of a YouTube channel, they think about views, they think about subscribers, they think about reach. They think about how do I get my videos in front of as many people as possible. And the reality is the majority of people never get them in front of that many people, and then they stop, and then it all kind of comes crumbling down because YouTube takes a long time, and to get a lot of views you need, typically high production value, all of that kind of stuff. And so I want to present you with an alternative way of looking at how to grow and run and use a YouTube channel that I think you're going to find very, very helpful. You see, the way that we tackle it is we use it as part of an overall ecosystem. And in particular, we use it as a way to develop depth in our relationships with people that are really, really hard to achieve on other platforms, okay? So we've done millions in sales of courses and coaching and consulting and information-based offers over on Facebook, right? Now, Facebook is a very, very different type of platform. Facebook is a lot more of a real-time platform and less of a search engine or of a, like a vault style than YouTube is. And Facebook moves very, very quickly, right? You create over there all the time, every day, multiple times a day. And by the time you go back the next day, it's all kind of changed and the feed just moves really, really fast, like Twitter, like Instagram, that type of social media platform. And so you can connect with people to a certain level on that type of platform, and you can go live and do those things. But when people spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes with you in a video face-to-face like we are now, and then they go and watch a second video and a third video and a fifth video and a 10th video, and you ultimately spend hours and hours and hours together, the depth of that relationship becomes a lot stronger. And so YouTube is really, really powerful when it is paired with these other platforms, okay? So that's the first thing that I want you to think about. The second thing that I want you to think about is, rather than creating YouTube videos in order to get as much reach as possible or as many views as possible, and what typically happens when people do that is the content loses substance and they try to create this stuff to go viral that maybe isn't necessarily congruent with the clients that they're ultimately trying to get, and it's probably not the type of content that they want to talk about and create, and maybe it starts to move outside their actual area of expertise because they're trying to go super broad to appeal to a ton of people. All this kind of weird shit starts to happen when you are creating for the purpose of trying to get as many views as possible. But rather, I would encourage you to flip that on its head and think about, use those other platforms, those more active and fast moving platforms, use them for your growth, right? Use them for your growth. And then the people that find you via those platforms, use YouTube to develop the depth of relationship with them, okay? So if you've got Twitter or you've got Facebook or you've got Instagram, and that's helping you grow your reach and grow your audience, right? Or if you're out doing, whatever else, running ads, it doesn't matter. And that's driving your growth. Then once people are following you on those platforms, use the traffic from those platforms to send them over to YouTube so that they can watch 1, 3, 5, 10, 15 videos. And then when they ultimately come to have a conversation with you or your team, be that in the DMs, be that on a sales call, they are going to be so much more indoctrinated into your methodologies, into your philosophies, into your values. They're going to know so much about you because of how much time they've spent with you. Okay, so this is the big shift, is to change from thinking about using YouTube first and foremost as a lead generation source or as a how can I get as many views as possible source, and shift to thinking about using it as a relationship builder in terms of the depth of the relationship that you build with people. And the key to doing that is how much time you spend with them, right? And so when people spend hours watching your videos, they feel like they know you, right? Whereas you've only invested 10 minutes here to make that video, 20 minutes there to make that video, and then hundreds or thousands of people see it, you're getting the time benefit, the accrued time benefit that ultimately results in building really strong relationships with people at scale, which is the whole game that we're trying to achieve here. You get that really leveraged benefit. Okay, so that is a massive, 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 massive shift is, okay, what type of content do I want to create so that I can build a deeper relationship with the people who are following me on other platforms, such that when we then go to have a DM conversation, or when we then go to have a call with them, whatever it is that you do, we do mostly DM deals, they know a lot more about you. They know about your methodology. They're pre-sold on you, what you do, how you approach things, and it can just make the sales process a hell of a lot easier. The deeper that relationship, the easier the sale will become. Okay, and this is a big shift that I think a lot of people need to make if they want to be able to monetize a smaller channel, is that shift in thinking from how do I get as many views as possible, how do I get as many subscribers as possible, to what type of content do I create in order to create more depth in the relationship with the people that are following me on those other platforms, and how do I pre-sell them on our approach of doing things, and how do I pre-sell them on me as a leader, the things that I've achieved, the people that I've helped, the awards that I've won, all that kind of stuff. How do I build all of that in, rather than creating this generic, broad content that maybe will get you more views, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but trying to go viral. Rather think about the people that are already following you and think about how we can improve the depth of that relationship. When you do that, each view will be worth a hell of a lot more to you in terms of the ROI, financially, and in terms of your pre-selling. And by extension of that, you'll be able to make a hell of a lot more money out of a lot smaller channel. Okay, now what will ultimately happen too is those videos will start to get picked up by the search engine, by the algorithm, by Google, by YouTube itself, and you will generate leads, right? Some of my best clients have found me via YouTube, but the goal wasn't necessarily to create content that would get the maximum reach. The goal was to provide value to the people that were already following me, mostly on Facebook, but on other platforms or on my email list. And the goal was to deepen their connection there. And then, obviously from time to time, videos get picked up and do well, and they find us new people as well. Okay, so consider flipping on its head how and why you're using your YouTube channel, and focus on who are the people that are in my audience, and how can I create content that's going to increase the depth of the relationship, and you'll make a hell of a lot more money from a lot smaller channel. And then when you inevitably do grow, it's going to be a lot more profitable again. Okay, appreciate you hanging out with me in this one. Go and use this, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.